In an era where chronic diseases like diabetes, hypertension, and cardiovascular issues are climbing, the workplace has emerged as a surprisingly powerful setting for public health intervention. People spend the majority of their waking hours at work, often eating one or more meals on site, making it a natural environment to influence daily health habits. Longitudinal trials and observational studies have shown that well-designed workplace nutrition programs can yield measurable improvements in metabolic health, often regardless of whether participants lose weight. These findings suggest that such interventions aren't just effective in theory, but scalable in real-world, diverse populations. What makes workplace programs uniquely potent is their built-in structure. Unlike clinic-based interventions that rely on individual initiative and follow-up, the workplace offers regular, low-barrier contact with employees. This consistency creates an ideal setting for sustained behavior change. Programs that provide healthier cafeteria options, nutritional education, group challenges, or even subsidized meals with better macronutrient profiles have demonstrated success in lowering blood pressure, reducing LDL cholesterol, improving HbA1c, and enhancing overall dietary quality. Importantly, these benefits are often observed across different types of diets. Whether the intervention emphasizes plant-based foods, low glycemic options, Mediterranean eating, or simply fewer processed meals. The consistency of results across diet types suggests that the core mechanisms driving metabolic improvements are not about strict adherence to a single ideal meal plan, but rather the gradual replacement of high-sugar, high-sodium, and ultra-processed foods with fiber-rich, nutrient-dense alternatives. The common denominator in most successful programs is a shift toward whole foods, regular meal timing, and reduced reliance on vending machines or skip meal habits, factors that tend to support better glucose regulation and insulin sensitivity over time. One of the most compelling aspects of workplace nutrition research is that benefits often persist beyond the formal duration of the program. Some companies have documented continued improvements in health metrics 6 months to a year after the program ends, particularly when changes are supported by environmental redesign, such as better food labeling, availability of healthy grab-and-go meals, or regular access to dietitians. This sustainability speaks to the deep potential of workplace cultures to shift norms, not just individual behavior. When healthy eating is normalized at work, it spills into home life and becomes part of an employee's broader identity, not just a temporary campaign. There's also a psychological advantage. Making healthy food choices in a work environment where those choices are visible and socially reinforced through shared lunches, challenge groups, or team rewards can reduce the stigma often associated with dietary change. It fosters a sense of community, mutual support, and accountability, which can improve adherence without the shame or isolation that sometimes accompanies personal health efforts. When employees feel like they're part of a larger, meaningful health movement within their workplace, motivation becomes more intrinsic. That said, there are challenges to consider. Not all workplace nutrition programs are equally effective. Some rely too heavily on calorie counting or weight tracking, which can alienate participants or promote short-term fixes. Others fail to accommodate diverse cultural and dietary preferences, reducing their inclusivity and reach. The most effective models are those that prioritize metabolic markers over body size, that respect individual choice, and that blend education with tangible changes to the food environment. For employers, the benefits are not merely altruistic. Healthier employees tend to have lower healthcare costs, reduced absenteeism, and higher productivity. But beyond the economics, these programs offer something more enduring, a vision of public health that meets people where they are during the workday in real time, surrounded by peers. It proves that health interventions don't have to be top-down or clinic-bound to make a difference. They can be woven into the daily fabric of life, producing change that is both quietly powerful and widely accessible. In a world increasingly looking for scalable, equitable solutions to chronic disease, workplace nutrition programs may be one of the most underrated tools available. They don't demand perfection. They don't always lead to dramatic weight loss. But they do produce real, lasting shifts in the markers that matter most: blood sugar, cholesterol, liver enzymes, inflammation. And they do so in a way that reinforces connection, agency, and sustainability. In that light, they are not just workplace perks, they are public health infrastructure in disguise.